Boom shakalaka. Boom boom. Hey there world, it's Alex Weir with the official YouTube channel of the Fractal Journal here right now with my fourth large cup of Joe of the day. Right now I'm going to discuss general topics, odds and ends. You can find my main website by visiting www.fractaljournal.com. I publish essays, stories, all sorts of odds and ends, even ranging to webcomics, rather sporadically. But as it is the beginning of March, I'm hoping to be more consistent with my posting as I was planning to do. Anyhow, let's jump into the general topics. First and foremost, that of, I suppose, your journalism, or rather media that revolves around topics, news, or discussions. Yes, there does seem to be a crisis culture there. I believe that this is a topic that's been talked about forever as a problem, that the media blows things out of proportion and focuses on negative, sensationalistic stuff. And this was again brought home to me just today as I was reading through various facts and statistics about the water situation in the southeastern United States where I live, just to get a feel for the local parameters of a problem that, not so much a problem really, but of a phenomenon that I stumbled across in around 2014 in the book by E.O. Wilson. He was talking about resources, and water was brought to mind, and then I had a teacher back in high school who said that in the 21st century water might be a problem. So then I started reading all these books, and apparently, there's problems of water quality and water availability the world over. But in my area, it isn't. And this gets me to thinking, well, how do I turn this into a story? And I go, well, there does not necessarily have to be a crisis. I don't have to fall into the trap of having to have a crisis. I can have a descriptive story that's entirely about this very interesting topic of the interrelation of water, human beings, the environment, and plant and animal life, which is part of the environment. But you know what I'm saying. And yeah, there's definitely problems in there, but there's also just a lot of stuff to know that even though better men than I have written books and books and books about it, it's something that needs to be constantly brought to people's attention in various ways, including YouTube and new books and all kinds of stuff. That's, as cringy as trauma awareness is, one of the most important things that we can do is raise awareness about topics that affect us all. Yeah. French vanilla. Quite a lot of water goes into growing vanilla and coffee. Just one of those things. That's a very pervasive, central thing to life, isn't it? Now, I'm going to do a complete topic jump because today is just going to be random topics. Just a few hours ago, not even a few hours ago, but Sargon of Akkad posted something about cultural Marxism trending on Twitter. And I thought, I've heard this term many a time. And I'm a bit confused about it because every time I see somebody making a critique about it, it seems that all that they're doing is critiquing relativism, which I have no problem with. I don't think that relativism should be adopted as a worldview. I think that relativism is a lens that can help us understand the world, but all in all, we have a target to aim for of objective truth. And someone might say, well, there is no objective ultimate truth. And perhaps there isn't, but that gets into the realm of the academic, super highfalutin notion of objective truth. There is a practical aspect to arriving at objective truth. That's why this microphone works, and that's why we have a system of ethics that more or less holds water across different cultural contexts. That's why something like the United States, a pluralistic society, can function. Ergo, we should be looking for that, and it's good to critique relativism. However, in the critique of relativism, we have to be as effective as possible. And I think that launching this missile, this blanket kind of descriptor of cultural Marxism detracts from conversations. And the more learned individuals such as Jordan Peterson might be using it in a more valid way, but the folks that subscribe to them then just throw this around willy-nilly, and it just turns into all sorts of silliness. So I have right here pulled up Frankfurt School, which is what cultural Marxism sprang out of. And so the Frankfurt School perspective of critical investigation, open-ended and self-critical, is based upon Freudian, Marxist, and Hegelian premises of idealist philosophy to fill the omissions of 19th century classical Marxism, which could not address the 20th century social problems. They applied the methods of anti-positivist sociology, no clue, of psychoanalysis, somewhat, and of existentialism, tepid kind of grasp of that. The school's sociologic works derived from syntheses of the thematically pertinent works of Immanuel Kant, George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, Max Weber, and George Simmel, and George Lukács. Okay, so a lot of those names, I don't know who they are or what they stand for, but they mention existentialism, which then, obviously, relativism, I believe, might potentially be related to existentialism as either a byproduct or a tenant. And so, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if some of the social justice stuff did latch on to the Frankfurt School. However, I feel that it is just a latching on. I feel that because the Frankfurt School is such an august body, that has this kind of certain air of credibility about it, people with rather sillier ideas will latch onto it, and then the people who are against those silly ideas will go after the Frankfurt School and potentially miss a lot of good stuff. Now, I'm not saying the Frankfurt School put out any good stuff, and I'm just saying cultural Marxism is good. I have no idea what it is. The only reason I'm even commenting on it is just I hear it so much, and it just seems like a convenient label for when something seems kind of SJW-y, and it's just, I don't know, it seems a bit silly and a bit pretentious when it's used. Because if you can say Frankfurt School and cultural Marxism, it can kind of confer a sort of erudition to what you're saying. Again, I don't like psychoanalyzing people in this way, but this is just my impression, and I'm being honest about it. Yeah. So, it's my week off here, and I'm going to use it as a springboard to launch into more content creation. I was hoping to go camping, but that might not work out because I didn't book spots in advance enough. So, yeah. There's a 10-page story that I have a draft of that I started before this week began that I might put up. And obviously, at the end of March is when I was planning to start putting forward a sketch of Sam Monroe. So, everyone, thank you so very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here, subscribe to this official channel of the Fractal Journal. Give this video a thumbs up because it helps out tremendously. And head on over to my website, www.fractaljournal.com, for stories, essays, poems, all kinds of stuff. And feel free to comment on everything, whether it's positive or negative. Take care.